everyone. So today I do have an actual dream to analyze, and hopefully it will be something helpful and will answer some questions. Alright, so in my dream, it started off that I was in school in my first period class and the fire alarm went off, and at that point everyone just thought it was a normal drill, so we all walked outside, and then me and a couple of my friends realized that there was an actual fire in the building, so we started running, but we were the only ones freaking out about it. No one else really cared that there was a fire. So we all ran out there, and it was kind of like in elementary school when during a fire drill they had you all line up in lines like behind your teacher. So we had to do that, and then everyone realizes that the entire building is smoking and everything. But everyone is still standing there. Me and my friends are like, well, what are we doing here? Let's leave. Like, we don't want to be around this fire. So we start heading away from the school towards my neighborhood, because my neighborhood is literally right next to the school. And for whatever reason, there was a really giant hill between the neighborhood and the school. So as we're going over this hill, all of a sudden the school just starts burning down, like completely. There's fire everywhere. Like this little fire turned into a gigantic thing, and it was almost as if the flames turned into like the wave, like an ocean wave. So literally you see a big like wave of fire just come like soaring through the parking lot and over to this hill, and everyone's running away from it. And it's kind of like when you're at the beach and you see a big wave come and you're just watching it from the sand, and this wave just knocks like everyone over in the water. It's kind of like that. So I made it to the top of this hill, and I just watched all these people get pretty much killed by this flaming wave. And so I realized that I'm kind of the only one left, so I'm just like, whatever, I guess it didn't really matter to me, and I start walking to my neighborhood, which in my dream wasn't really my neighborhood, like it is, like how it actually is. And so I go through this woods that happen to be by my neighborhood, and I end up near my house, and I see other people there who have survived this wave, because then in my dream I guess I convinced myself that the wave knocked out the entire world and it was like the end of the world and these were all the survivors. So I come into my neighborhood and I see all these people there, and some of them were from my school, and so I don't know how they got out of the fire wave that killed everyone, but I met up with my friend Jeff, and we pretty much just decided then that we needed to start planning for how to survive the end of the world. And yeah, I guess the fire flame just kind of disappeared after that, because I figured the rest of us would have been killed if we were next to a woods and that would have caught on fire. So yeah, that was pretty much it for my dream. Okay, so the first part of the dream that I decided to look up obviously was going to be fire. So it says if you dream about fire, it's usually really going to mean something about the process of life. I guess part of it would be that the fire, since it kept growing bigger and then it killed everyone, could probably mean something along the lines of your life just keeps increasing and you get older and then it just stops. Which doesn't affect me too much because I'm still a teenager, pretty young. Fire also can have something to do with emotions and like deep love and passion for something, or even fear. Not that I can really recall. I haven't been too fearful about anything too much, anything that would make my emotions really high, maybe except for like the stress of finishing this project on time, but I mean that's not that big of a deal. Along the lines of love though, I mean I am in a relationship right now, so the deep loving passion that could be in the relationship, so in a way that could connect. Fire is also used as a symbol of your relationship with yourself, in regards to sex, anger, ambition, and fear. So I guess how the fire was burning, or how big it was, or how small it was, can go to represent those feelings you have in your own relationship with yourself. And lastly, fires obviously can represent some type of destruction and something suffering in a mental or physical way. So the next part of my dream that I looked up was the hill that I had to go over to get away from the fire. So first off, a hill is going to mean some sort of difficulty or obstacle, or something that you're going to have to put forth energy to deal with or get over. A hill is also going to represent a climb to some sort of achieved goal, or the fact that you might have a better outlook on life, or a more full look on life. If you're going down the hill, which I didn't do, but in case it applies to anyone, going down a hill means that you've probably lost control, especially during the second half of your life, and everything's just going downhill. If you're going up the hill, like I was in my dream, it's gonna show that you put forth hard work and a lot of effort for the first half of your life, and going through all that hard work was an uphill struggle of some sort, and there are things that have been struggling you. When I apply this to me, like, I'd say probably that going up a hill, first half of life is a struggle. I mean, obviously I'm a teenager, and teenagers, I guess like high school and middle school and college are like some hard years for some people, between school and building relationships and relationships being destroyed, and any other like kind of teenage drama the teenagers go through. So that's how it would apply to me. Alright, and the next aspect of my dream that I looked up was the end of the world, because in my dream, after I got over the hill, everyone in my school had died, and I ran back to my house. I thought it was the end of the world, and the world was ending. So for the end of the world in a dream, it can mean quite a few things. First, and probably most commonly, it's going to mean some sort of anxiety that you have about the future that's ahead of you, or world ending in the future, or something like that. In my case, I guess that would make sense. I do have anxiety because I'll be graduating this year, and I don't know exactly what's going to be happening during the rest of my life, which freaks me out a little bit. And I also am scared of death, so that would make sense. And lastly, the end of the world can also represent different transitions that a person goes through in life, whether it be adolescence to adulthood, or adulthood to old age, like going through retirement from being out of a job for so many years, or in my case, something like graduating high school, going to a college next year, where it's going to be a completely different experience with completely different people, and different school, and learning different things, and not exactly knowing what's going to happen, or like what the future might bring after, or in between and after and during everything that's going on. Again, it's just a little bit of anxiety and worry about what's going to happen while and after these transitions are happening. And I think that's it for now. There's not too much else to look up for that dream. So thank you for watching. I'll have the next video up soon, hopefully with another good dream that has things to look at.